In a courtroom bright and bold, and he marks the stories he told. With a finger pointed high, he's the ace, the reason why. Through objections loud and clear, truth and justice always here. From the witness stand to the judge's chair, and he's ready beyond compare. And he marks in Phoenix Wright, fight for truth with all his might. Meet a spirit and mind up by his side. Together they'll turn the tide. He's defending the accused, while baby Gumshoe is confused. Solve the case, bring the truth to light with Andy Marks and Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright.
This has been a fucking incredibly long trial, by the way. End it, finish him. Oh, we're gonna finish him, alright. We're gonna give him a dick show he'll never forget. Now then. I gotta get a little higher. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take the stand? Don't go fucking lying now. Miss Lana Skye, you're the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all I've done these last 2 years. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Scott. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. That's what she said, lol. Oh yeah. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. I don't see a happy ending for Lana. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dart convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. You fucking lying shit. Liar. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana, if this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's why I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you gotta help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. What if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Sorry, I keep moving the camera a little bit. There's no truth to the blackmail theory, huh? I just want to try something. Too early. I figured that. I thought I'd give it a shot. I screamed in agony once. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then. So that would be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Skye were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective, that's why. But think about it, Miss Skye. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. She keeps on, like, turning around, like, whenever, like... And... Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became the last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. I got a feeling that Gant threatened Lana with claiming that it was murder. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana. So that's why you fabricated evidence 2 years ago? Take these glasses off. 1 second. Just for a few minutes. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? Uh-oh. It seems like I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? Well, Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change the statement. You mean, Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh. That was lying on the floor a little distance away. That was probably knocked away in the struggle. It's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me. So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to. Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife and planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, and then you moved the body? But why? Why did you do that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the others, for the sake of the others. But why did you do that? Come on now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out. Is she planting evidence? Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof that we needed. Nah. Certainly ain't a truther. Not wrong. According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was a murder weapon. Right, and yes, and leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be to having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body. So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound? Yes. Because I hated Dark for what he did. That's a crock of shit. So you arranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it, period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence? She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened. In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, my sister's lying. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone. got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. Let me just check something. Because there was that other option as well. When you showed up to the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? That was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. Let's have the witness explain it in more detail. The reason why Miss Sky moved the body. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Pieces of the jar, you mean? Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the murder, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already, of course, had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it'd be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during this struggle. I see. What's the matter, Emma? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. I have a feeling there's more to it than that. Must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. Thought I had it there. Okay. He did write the name on the broken jar. Oh, come on. I have to fucking do this again. I just got that piece of evidence. How did I forget to save again? I'm a fucking idiot. Well, not evidence, but that piece of information. We found the name written on the jar, but only after reassembling it. Oh, you're right. You save now. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that's true, if that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring everyone's attention to a significant contradiction with your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right. Do you have a problem with that? It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must have not been broken before he died. Ah. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Order! Order! Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regards to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical. Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're in the dark as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth. Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony. Oh, she does not look happy. A jar and message in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood? It wasn't Chief Prosecutor. I wasn't Chief Prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was a real murderer? That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Save. It was dark in the room, I didn't have time to check it out. But it didn't break, what the fuck? Wasn't it intact though? Yeah, you're fucking lying now. Come on, man. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you are unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In Chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it. But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night of the prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Huh, can you believe that? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived to the scene, the jar was already broken. Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness. Oh no, you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? No. Uh-oh. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. But why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear? What happened afterwards? Discovering the scene, Lana believed her sister killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gantt helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. Therein lies the reason why Miss Sky became Chief's puppet. Oh my god. No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the Chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. The defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client. I guess you do seem to... you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Wait a minute. What if... we're still smack dab in the middle of Gantt's trap? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Lana. Maybe right after all. What do you mean, right? So you don't tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Miss Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Sky, if you will. This is getting fucking... Oh, this is getting crazy. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. All right. The witness may testify once more for the final time. This is getting fucking good. This is getting good. Oh! When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled by the suit of... I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gantt help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor's sword? You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. She does, doesn't she? Actually, I do have proof. Oh my god. The plot thickens. I think this might be my favorite case. And this was a fucking DLC? I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you. Very well, Mr. Wright. Excuse me. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember seeing receiving any... Lana says she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check the evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. No fucking way. Hey, there's a picture here. Oh my god, the plot thickens. This is decisive. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything. Oh my god. Mr. Wright! The piece cut out from his vest, could that be... Cloth we found inside Chief Gantt's safe. What's this? This is a handprint, isn't it? Oh my god. That cloth, it had a fingerprint on it. Whatever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer. What? But those fingerprints, they're yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So as long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flesh out the real murder. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Man, I don't know if Emma actually did this. Like, like, I have zero idea because the cloth was cut with Emma's handprint on it. Unless, like, the only thing I can think of is Gant cut the cloth and, like, put, like, Emma's handprint on the cloth while she was unconscious, and she wouldn't have known. It's the only thing I could think of. Oh, fuck. What? No, what? Fuck! You're back?! You fucking shit! You fucking shit! Oh, come on! Oh my god! Are you serious? Ugh! Come on, Gudgy. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Gant! What, now you want to make me out as a bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back and relax. And enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. Get fucking wrecked! So what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all of the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Miss Righto? Oh, no. No! No! No, 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 no! No! He's talking about the handprint! He's talking about the handprint! He's talking about the handprint! Fuck! Fuck! No! No! A dirty trick! A dirty trick! Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death? Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt? Oh no! Fuck! No! If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as a murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. If you try to conceal anything, you will be the. Oh my god, I can't even finish that. Fuck! I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Shall I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall. Oh, fuck. I don't like this, guys. I don't like this one bit. Moonlight, you still there, bud? I'd say no. I think I have to, though. Oh, roll 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be... Unregistered evidence presented must be presented. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the court case on trial. Hey, what do I do here, man? Do I present the fucking handprint or not? Gant's back, and he's being a menace, and I'm scared. If you present it, Emma's guilty. I know that, but like I don't know with these games' twists and turns, because I got a feeling that like I saved. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie! Chief Gant? You opened my safe. I know what was inside. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? A good look at this picture. Did Gant say to show? He did. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? What? That means the chief of police has been concealing evidence? This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. I think he's realizing that this is turning on him. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as a murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean to admit it? Okay. I'm curious to see where this is going. I was the first person to arrive at the scene of the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, so that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I had 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it was always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that the girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make chief of police by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I had the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on the jar too? Edgeworth, let's go! Let's go! Ho 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 ho! Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean the piece of cloth? Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admitted to it then, Miss Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth that cut off the victim's vest in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. It's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Rido. You should have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Show evidence or don't show evidence? Oh, fuck! I mean, at this point, we show the evidence, right? But, like... Fuck! Without proof is relevant, yeah. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. That evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall. I got a feeling it's the jar. The cloth? But like... Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut this piece of the victim's vest. Oh, yes! At last, you finally brought it out. Finally brought it out to open. This is a handprint on this cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution... Don't know what happened there. Sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. There must be a strong impact for it to... There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. Yeah, I was gonna say, wait a minute. You mean... It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. Ho ho ho! You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. But... think about it. Rido had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was so reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean, you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever this fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. I mean, there's no sense in lying. Emma? Emma Sky? What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I'm curious to see where this is going. Ho 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 ho! You're really something, Rido. You and this girl did it all along. And you still try to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Tragic, but true. The girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death. How could you? You monster! Miss Sky? You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky? It's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. I'm afraid it is, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to it. I'll have your badge, boy. The fuck is happening? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? He wouldn't. He's the only one who would know that is conclusive evidence. It wasn't registered. Aren't you gonna tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of evidence proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Skye, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool blabbing about? Talking about a contradiction, one that proves who the real killer is. My controller's being real stupid, I don't know what it is. Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what could it possibly contradict? Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. Actually, like... One second, let me reconnect my controller real quick. I think it's more of a battery thing. The piece of cloth that the piece of evidence that contradicts the cloth. Probably the evidence law, right? Oh! Yeah, because he wouldn't know that it's like evidence that is supposed to be like he wouldn't have known that it was conclusive evidence unless he hid it himself. It's fun watching you squirm, Rido. Oh. This piece of evidence doesn't indeed seem to contradict. Oh shit. Okay, let me reel that back. Let me reel that back. Oh fuck. Ah, I didn't save. That's fine. What? Oh, okay. Alright, let me save. No, fuck. Come on, why is it... And what exactly is this supposed to be? Oh, I just did that by accident. This is the photo Miss Skye took. Take a good look at it. See where this piece of evidence was cut out? Yes. His shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out his mouth. Oh, but that piece of cloth, yeah, there's no blood on it. Wait, there's no blood on it. Ah! Since Emma Skye's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No! That's nonsense! Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Skye, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, impaled him on the armor's sword, and then to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that had been broken on purpose to leave behind a clue, to make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember when what you admitted only moments ago, that you personally cut out this bloodless piece of evidence, piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! It's finally all over. Who's objecting? One second. That was close, Rido. You almost had me. Oh, but wait a minute. How does this prove that you killed Goodman, no? Goodman. Goodwin. Yeah. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I'll refute your allegations. What do you mean refute his allegations? You see this piece of cloth? It's illegal evidence. Order! Order! What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Haji. Early old Rido here concealed that evidence, that piece of cloth. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present the evidence. At that moment, that piece of evidence ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair. Did you actually think you could invest me in court? It looks like the last on you, son. GG, game 1 complete. Nice try. I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? True, illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person, assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? It seems at last the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit it? That you purposely illegally concealed this piece of cloth? I did not. I admit, I refused to present it at one point. So the evidence is illegal? No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involving when presenting evidence. No, Haji, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe? There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well. Let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present the evidence. If you could prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Skye's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Oh, man. Oh, he's fuming. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. It does go without saying I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on the trial. And, here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance. Between the cloth, what kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest? Oh, yes. No! It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant, the killer was you! No. Oh, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? Oh, that was amazing. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department, trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you gotta help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jay Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. And all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? Okay, I have to do a Goodman voice. We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker as he was taking the evidence out, and he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken back by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, the accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was so unworried so much about the floor, I didn't realize I made a fatal mistake. The bloody handprint. Detective Gumshoe's locker. I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone had to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in my car. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Leaving the prosecution's car aside. How? How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this? Well, she had just as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. Also, I didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments in the glove. Yeah. Looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get it my way. I've got to hand it to them. They did do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon a close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy. Why do you stand here in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try and go it alone. Man, that's fucking haunting. I hope we never see that come to pass. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Udgy. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damon Gap. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator, an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are long gone now, Udgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Righto here, and Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I could hear them already. The melodious sound of a new beginning. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes. First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence, up until today. So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of your trouble. My, what high standards you have for me. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top. What a beautiful smile. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Sky. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Is he being promoted to chief prosecutor? Stop it. I only did my job. In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky? Yes, Your Honor. You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is still that you acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date. Yes, I understand, Your Honor. Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling? It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. Aw. Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Got that right. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, not guilty. Gotta love that confetti. That is all. This court is adjourned. What a great fucking case. That was a really good case. Went a little longer than I wanted it to go, but at long last, it's finally over. Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. Just now after the trial ended. I can see why me and Faith thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And see you, Mr. Edgeware. Okay. I'm gonna have to repeat all this. Oh, is it because she smiled? You know, I did my best to. But Lana didn't say a single word to me. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals! Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective... Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what? You're running all around town while on duty. To top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding. Oh, are you here because of my sister again? Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Lana? Should you be doing this? You're still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day 2 years ago? Was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could just to keep myself from it was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis, I asked Gan to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing this for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis, I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I've always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Aw. Oh, Emma. Emma. This is sweet. Oh, that's such a great picture. No one can change the past. The only thing we could do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe? Me? Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. He always looks so mad. Where was he hiding? I just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Edgeworth. Right. Well, I'll be going now. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth. Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. I know that line hit him hard. That fucking Gant's a fucking dirtbag, dude. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I may try to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Naming it and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crimes on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, pop quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright, show him what Lana's talking about. Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. That might mean something to you, but I don't see how it had anything to do with our partnership. Huh? You seem to still have a lot to learn, as well. I guess that wasn't the right piece of evidence. Oh no. It's time for me to go. Wait, what evidence? What evidence was it? Oh, was it the evidence list? Oh, fuck. Whoops. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there's still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it stepped away and I missed it. I showed him the wrong piece of evidence that, like, we didn't have before. I think it was supposed to be the evidence list. Or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. I better be going too. Okay. but I'll be by to visit soon. Seems like we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation? It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. I will. I was supposed to show him the badge. I'm dumb. And so, another case came to close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. As for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Wow! Don't go tricking off just yet, pal. Huh? What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she wasn't supposed to be out of jail like this. But I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Huh? Basically, I had a private guard in order to sneak her away for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either. Huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here is the one who will be footing the bill. Huh? Huh? What do you think I can afford with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? 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 Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you go pay it off together? Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go. That's hilarious. Well, there we go. That's the game. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study up under a top coroner. As for me, this affair had pretty much ended my days as at the prosecutor's office. Still, I managed to find my way back on the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Oh, is this a where now? Where are they now? Yikes! I thought I was a goner for a moment. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalize you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Phoenix has a way with sisters, right? It just goes to show you can't shake me off that easily. Oh, fucking... My new mission is on to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can't you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Yes, sir. That'll be like Dick Gumshoe. Let's go. He has a fan club. Good to see you're still there, Blue Beast. Hey, what is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown? Star managed to sneak this in for me. She's one of the guards and all. Well, cowboy, looks like you did it. You gave him a Bambi and a back hair smile. Make sure Billy and the gang get their water. Ooh, Angel Star. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the Right Way lunch. The top layer tastes bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. I'll never forget what that young defense attorney said after their trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be. Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, I gotta go. Aw, Maya. Nothing soothes me like the soul of like a Sometimes I do miss saying something. So I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training is about to begin. Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? I brought you your tea. What's going on? Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Uh-oh. Oh, that's fucking sweet. Ah, that's so sweet. Aw. You're 21.
And Phoenix Wright.